today we are going to cook a very special dish which is very close to our hearts, and it's called Eggplant Parmigiana, which is very, very popular all over Italy. It's a rustic dish. In Italy, people would use lamb mince or pork mince or chicken or anything like that as a mince and make a filling out of it with tomatoes, garlic, and herbs. But today, for all my vegetarian friends, I'm going to make a very beautiful vegetarian eggplant parmigiana, which I'm sure even the meat eaters would love to have. I'm Arati.
I'm Nitin.
We are Culinarians at your service. We are going to start searing the eggplant slices on a hot griddle. Normally you can also do this in the oven, but we are choosing to do this on the pan because you get a much more crispier, even effect. And over here in the meanwhile, what we are going to do is we are cooking in tandem. So what I'm doing is actually now making the filling for the eggplant parmigiana, which has got onions, garlic, all the Italian herbs in tiny bit, but mainly with chili. We've got black pepper, we've got lots of garlic, we've got green chilies, hot chilies, and I am going to start with the garlic in this hot oil. As you can see, it is nicely smoking, and that's my garlic in, and I'm going to saute that just for a minute, not even a minute, like a few seconds. And then we are going to add in the green chilies. That's wonderful. And then we start off with frying the onions. And we are going to saute that off very well. So what we are doing here is, as I said, garlic, chili, and onions getting cooked in a little bit of olive oil, okay? And once they have softened, I will be adding the mushroom in there with some of the spices that we have here. So the spices that I have here is crushed pepper, I've got chili powder, I've got turmeric, I've got chili flakes, I've got Italian herbs, and I've got some nutmeg. Now nutmeg and spinach, that's a marriage made in heaven. So the eggplants are limp, so that means now they're done, ready for the filling. Once the filling is done, yes.
Okay, so now I'm placing the eggplant back into the tray.
Yes. Nitin, have a look at the onions.
Now they are done.
I think they are done. We can't cook them any further because we need them nice and soft and plump and juicy as well, a little bit juicy. So here we are, we're adding a spoonful, a small teaspoonful of chili powder. We're going to add a little bit of turmeric. Now, turmeric is antiseptic. I like to use turmeric in everything that I cook, no matter what it is.
That's the black pepper.
That's black pepper crushed. Then we've got a little bit of Italian herbs. They are a premix, ready-made that we've got. And then a touch of chili flakes. At this stage, let's saute all these delicious spices and release the aromatics from there, so that everything turns so flavorful. So here are the beautiful mushrooms. They're button mushrooms, just sliced across with the stem in there. So we are not wasting anything, and the stems are quite delicious. Now, once we put the mushrooms in, they might release a little bit of moisture, which is what we are looking for. So once the moisture is released, we will add a little bit of flour on that. So if you just put the lid on for a minute.
The lid might help. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. So this will help the mushrooms to steam a little bit and release their moisture, the juices, okay? Once the sauce heats up a bit more, the liquid, and then we are going to add some butter and we are going to add some flour. And the flour that I'm using is maida, right, Nitin?
Plain flour.
Plain flour or all-purpose flour as it is known everywhere in the world. We call it maida. So here goes the butter. Okay, once the butter has melted, we are going to add 2 spoons of plain flour. All the liquid has been absorbed by the flour and the butter. So we will just let it cook for a minute or so on high flame, and then we are going to end up adding the spinach into this mix. Cook it for just a minute, minute and a half, because spinach really doesn't take much time to cook.
I'll just give it a quick stir.
Yeah, there we go.
And then I'll just put a lid on for just 30 seconds to a minute.
To let the spinach wilt inside nicely.
Okay guys, now the spinach and mushroom is cooked, and as I said before, spinach and mushroom is a classic combination and it goes well with chicken, prawn, most of the dishes.
And I remember the night we left for Australia from India for the very first time in 1990, September. This was the very dish that we had cooked. Remember, as a farewell dinner to all our family. Yeah, it was totally memorable. So now at this stage, I'm going to add some cream for richness, and we're going to turn it off the stove.
And guys, we went to Australia in 1990 September, and we were invited by the Australian government, and we were very fortunate that we went over there and I landed a job. The next day I actually went into that country. Very fortunate about it. And Arati also started with her own business in about a month's time.
I think it's time to turn it off. Look at the filling. Nitin, do you want to taste it? I'm sure you want to.
Yep.
There we go.
As the chefs tasted,
Yeah.
it's this way.
Ah!
We've just made the spinach and mushroom filling for the eggplant parmigiana, and now we're going to make a beautiful crusty garlic bread to go as an accompaniment. So I'm applying the garlic butter, which is with herbs and chili, and applying quite liberally inside the bread. And after that, it's going to go in an oven, which is at about 200 degrees centigrade.
And the bread is a very specialty bread over here that we get. This is a olive bread, so I felt closer to buying this bread than any other bread today. Now that the bread is in the oven, the garlic bread, Nitin is getting busy doing a mix of 3 different kinds of cheeses.
This is the cheddar cheese, which is a very nice cheese and it's quite pungent. And I'm going to use about 250 grams of this cheese. Then this is a mozzarella. Mozzarella is quite good because it gets a bit of that stringy effect which we get in the pizzas. And this is the parmesan. Parmesan will not use a lot because it's very, very sharp. So we'll use only a little bit in the cheese mix, but we'll use it for putting on top of the eggplants when we are grilling it.
I've got the grilled eggplants, which I'm going to lay here. We are going to start with the filling. So as you've seen, we've put the eggplant stack into the oven, and we hope to get them ready in the next 12 to 15 minutes. I am sure all of you are going to really enjoy this dish if you make it at home.
So if you liked what we cooked today, it's an eggplant parmigiana, a classic Italian dish with an Indian twist. Please like, share and subscribe our channel.